So anyway, the creepy, crazy feeling at the face and mouth. I'm assuming a microphone, I don't know. It's not the best day, even though it's a better day. Then the same thing on repeat with the mouth, yet again. And remembering grabbing and pinching and twisting again. There's Sis. As I mentioned, that was with the Woods and their cool program with Comprehend. You know, they didn't approve of smoking, like I mentioned. We just have your best interests at heart. So say it's the ones recording me naked. Oh well, right? And another gun at the head again. There, Sis. What are you doing, honey? Oh, what a good baby. Yes, what a good baby. That's so rotten. Yes, that's so rotten. Mm-hmm. Did you find anything behind the building? Any trace of the intruder? Huh? Any trace of the intruder? Then the blue yet again. I'm gonna get your tail. I'm gonna get your tail. Yes, I am. I'm gonna get it. You're so rotten. Yes, you are. Anyway. And the gun again. And again. Who knows? Cuffs again, smacking me in the face on that one, if I'm not mistaken. And the taser again, and the same creds on repeat. And I have the perfect line for their next, entrance. In the script, it says we're supposed to kiss. And here it goes, yet again, and the nail digging in. Like I'd been mentioning, I was awakened to that in Hamilton County. Of course, that's a Kentucky one, too. And now that will continue all day. Probably, anyway. With them still claiming I'm not following their interesting commands with their phone. like some kind of mutated New Age rattlesnake. The sound. Ugh. So anyway, another goon right to the head, like I mentioned, with the group of them. Did you feed her? All right. I told you I was going to wash your cups this morning when I got up and going. Dishes, I'm pretty sure can go in the dishwasher. Yeah. Like I mentioned, these people enjoyed their sick sexual harassment, your psychotic junk, while bending over to get ice, remembering them having their protective gloves on and pinching me up in the ass. Yet again. Then the baton again. Back left lumbar area, the very tip of it trying to push me. Just like I had talked about so long ago. And that's how ill that was, as I mentioned. Then the same predator is kicking the hell out of my ass, again with Ohio. And more of their fun. As you can see, what I can see is the door right behind me, so there can't be, anybody there. If there's someone in the house, which is possible, well, there's that fun. I'm pretty sure they're memories. Day after day after day. And it'll go on for hours. Here goes the fingers up in the ass with their fun again. Then it's our job to punish you for things we don't agree with. The same predators yet again. It's interesting that they would try to pin something on me that they were involved in producing, isn't it? And I can't help you if you're not completely honest. And that's how that went with the cool, headings and so on and so forth with the baton. Since getting back to the house, there's been their boot trying to separate my legs with the same predators who claimed I was hallucinating again. And more of their batons and, sick anal, rapey fun again. And another pen, like I mentioned. Then the same purse, putting another needle in, and then the women from it again. Anyway. Then I'm going to town again. That was some other object they were beating in my chest with. And the same predator is digging into my mouth again. Their boot, I think. Or the baton again, who knows. Then in looking for more drugs, as something else started cutting into my penis. Cool, huh? And I go to close my mouth and ripping at my lip again. And I guarantee that will happen with Achilles' fun on repeat while still being told it was the devil. Because there comes the baton again. Who knows? I wonder what will cause it to happen again today. If it does. This one's back in. Where'd you go, sis? Then you're not getting out of these charges so easily with the same folks. Gonna stay outside with me, sis? Hmm? Then the black hand go into the head. Again. Then another needle with the same predators in their thumb. Then as I go to touch that area, again locking in with more cuffs with the same predators again. And another taser with their thumb. Cool, isn't it? Then as I go to take a deep breath, remembering them mashing in again, trying to suffocate me. And that's how that went. And that gun, again. After the memory of more aftershave. And as I keep speaking, remembering them, mashing in and locking in with their fingernail again with Ohio. Then the "you'll shut up if I tell you to shut up," with the same people claiming they were disrespected yet again. That's how this whole interesting human trafficking thing just kept going round and round. Fun, huh? Then something about consenting to being searched and not consenting. In the blue piece of paper and the traffickers and their fun again. As I had mentioned. It's always fun for them, I guess. I'm assuming, anyway. And the same threads again. More of their brutality. Then as I kept speaking, the kicking with the Kentucky State Troopers and judicial officers again. As I'd mentioned. And their pecking order garbage again. And remembering them mashing my right shoulder into something and feeling like them snapping it. Who knows? That's been going on for, over a decade as well. And more of their drugs again. Then another gun with the same predators and their fun again. Then the gun to the back at the heart with the same folks, Kentucky and Ohio again. Cool, huh? Then them biting my arm with the same predators and they're fun again. Then you'll do as we tell you or we'll shoot all of you. Oh well. That goes back to Kentucky with them doing it. And Ohio again. We told you to lay flat on the floor, and the same predators yet again from Ohio. Cool, huh? Then the same interesting techniques have been locking in with the same folks again. So I guess I'll go out in the garage and smoke since this garbage is going to continue. And there goes the kicking at the legs and the baton. Then another taser ramming up in my right knee with the same curves again. Actually, I'll go outside. Right out there, because I didn't smoke in the garage today. Huh? Oh. And the drug dog again, like I mentioned. As I also mentioned, it's so odd that it doesn't continue when I'm out front while, cameras are rolling. And the gold strip on their badge going into the eyes again. Or a gold strip on their, their name thing. And here we go with the kicking into the ribs again with the same predators. From the trafficking fund. That goes back to about 7, as I mentioned. And the knife to the leg again. Not the same, folks. It's nice. And another badge with the same creds.
The rest will leave. You can come down.
And then punching in the ribs again. Just like I had mentioned. And getting beaten half to death that time. And them threatening to shoot me in the front of the heart again. Oh well. That's when they talked about protection and all this other junk. With the same garbage, just continuing. And more of their fun and body odor again with another one of the women. Like I had talked about. And that is how that went. We want you off of this property by noon tomorrow. And the same folks. And there go more fingers ripping up in my ass with their textured hand gloves on. And what I would recall is the same knees mounting and doing their smothering fun as they locked in again. Then the baton coming out, just like I had mentioned with the Kellys, the Boggs, and the Wesleyan Church, and their fun again. Then something about being sassy at the mouth with people who refused to believe I had been human trafficked because of their involvement. And then, following very, protocol ways of shutting me up. And oh well. Then you're acting crazy on the sidewalk. My apologies that my performances aren't as, meaningful. Then another gun right into the face with the same predators again. Cool, huh? Something else that's funny that I can't wait to go over with the media. One of the people, never mind, I'll have to formulate that into a better statement. Anyway, more of their fun on repeat with the beatings and bruisings and ripping at my armpits and so on and so forth. I remember at one point them taking a person coming up to me and taking nails like mine and digging into my armpits trying to get me to get up. But then, causing people to bleed was not, uncommon. At least not with me. And they would sit there, God knows how long, digging into my armpit with their nails, trying to force me to stand up in my refusal to do so, because I think that's another perv move after them being in my armpits so many times for their trafficking garbage. Cool, huh? Just like them trying to claw into my face with their tongue. And getting hit in the face again and feeling my, septum feeling, or nasal cavity, filling with fluid to the point I couldn't breathe through it again. Oh well, right? And the same perv staring at my testicles again. That thing they used to wrap me in that was like a cup around my crotch. Insanity, to say the least. And another needle. And that black handgun and the red robe again. Those are pretty. And the belt. Slapping at the thighs again. Then another solid object. Oh. Then more of their photography fun. as I'd mentioned. And then, like I said, as I mentioned, the opposite party, I am through feeling sorry for you, which is interesting, because I've never had someone feel sorry for me in my life. Thank God. Then another taser and more of their fun again. Oh well, right?